By now, you've probably seen countless videos calling AI the next big bubble. Nvidia, OpenAI, trillion-dollar valuations. Some say it's hype, some say fraud, some say it's 2008 all over again. But what most miss is what's actually happening behind the scenes. This isn't a bubble that pops and resets. It's something worse, a black hole, a system where trillions of dollars go in, but nothing comes back out. And like past crises, it will only be obvious when it's too late. This isn't about whether AI is good or bad. AI is real and will change every industry. The danger isn't the technology, it's how it's being financed. To see that, you need to understand the system. There are three visible players: AI labs like OpenAI and Anthropic, chip makers like Nvidia and AMD, and data center companies that buy massive amounts of chips and rent compute back to the labs. But there's a fourth player hiding in plain sight, and they're the reason the system works. The loop starts with Nvidia. Nvidia invests billions into AI labs, but with a condition. That money must be spent buying Nvidia chips. On paper, it looks like investment. In reality, it's guaranteed demand. Revenue gets booked, stock prices rise, and Nvidia reinvests even more. The loop feeds itself. AI labs then sign enormous data center deals far larger than their actual revenues. Data center firms use those contracts to raise debt and equity, then buy more Nvidia chips. The money never leaves the circle, it just spins faster. Risk is removed artificially through buyback promises, anchor IPOs, and internal guarantees. Big tech locks AI labs into their clouds, Amazon with AWS, Google, Microsoft with OpenAI, replacing competition with mutual dependence. Even Musk builds closed ecosystems linking xAI, Tesla, and X. The market rewards this behavior. Nvidia is now worth more than entire countries. But to justify those valuations, demand must never stop growing. Not meet demand, but manufacture it. This is where it stops looking like a bubble and starts looking like accounting fiction. Economists call it round-tripping, the same trick Enron used, selling to each other to create the illusion of revenue without real economic value. And while everyone watches stock prices, Wall Street is buying the real assets underneath it all: land, power, and data centers. Private equity has quietly taken over AI infrastructure, spending over $100 billion a year using massive debt. Their model is simple: build giant server farms and lease them to big tech, keeping risk off tech balance sheets. But this creates a hidden vulnerability. If AI demand slows, these buildings become empty shells financed with leverage. Losses don't explode into headlines. They bleed quietly through banks and private credit, and you're already paying for it. These data centers are built in suburbs and rural counties, turning farmland into server farms. Power usage explodes. Grids can't keep up. Gas turbines get installed, and upgrade costs are spread across the public. Jobs are temporary, while electricity bills rise. Meanwhile, chip rental prices are already falling, a classic sign of oversupply. If utilization drops, these assets become stranded, like railroad tracks to nowhere. So is this a bubble? Not exactly. Bubbles burst when confidence collapses. This system doesn't need belief, it needs continuation. That's why it's a black hole. There's no exit, because once infrastructure is built, capital can't be pulled back. There's no truth, because assets don't trade and accounting hides losses. And there's no alarm, because this won't collapse in one moment like 2008. It will fail slowly: quiet shutdowns, falling utilization, silent defaults. Even now, big tech boosts profits by extending server lifespans on paper. But hardware doesn't obey accounting. When chips become obsolete faster than expected, the illusion breaks. And now governments are joining in, turning AI into a global arms race. That's why calling this an AI bubble misses the point. This isn't a bubble, it's a black hole powered by technology, finance, and state power. You can't stop it, but you can understand it. And in a world shaped by AI, money, and power, ignorance is the most dangerous position of all.